ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone in between and adjacent, welcome to the Rush Rundown, what I believe is the first and only 10-minute testing ripoff for Rush Duels. Today on the Rush Rundown, we're taking a look at one of Yuga's ace monsters, one of the key, most important monsters in all of the Seven's anime. However, we're not exactly playing Yuga, nor are we playing a Yuga skill. You see, we're taking a bit of an interesting spin on this deck. Maybe, just maybe, it's better than anything Yuga could even do. So please, allow me to introduce to you Supreme Machine Magnum Overlord, Elemental Double Extraction version.
Change the apart. Kimi wa naze, kimi wa naze, tatakai tsuzukeru no ka.
This is the part of the video where I tell you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. That's right, today on the Rush Rundown, we're taking a look at the big man himself, the big Magnum Overlord. The absolutely massive maximum monster is making a splash with this new deck variation. In fact, such a big splash that this deck was actually recommended by you, the comments. Because like always I say, if there's a deck you would like to see me feature in the series, you can leave it in the comments below, and I will almost certainly feature it on this series. Which is why today we're taking a look at the Elemental Double Extraction version of Magnum Overlord. This is a very strange deck at a glance. I mean, it's not really too strange when you see some of the most powerful all-stars of machine decks, but what really seals them all together is actually this normal monster. So before anything, we gotta start with our skill. Our skill is Elemental Double Extraction. Once per duel, send 2 random earth, water, fire, wind attribute normal monsters from your deck to the graveyard. That's it. That's all the skill does. Once per duel, you just send 2 random normal monsters from your deck to the graveyard. Why don't we start the card by card at the bottom, and we can really figure out what this deck does. So with our skill, what we're going to do is at the start of a turn, we send 2 of these strange cats from our deck to the graveyard. We have to play 3, by the way, because if we open one of the strange cats and we're only playing 2, we can activate our skill. And what we want to do from there is we're hoping to open Mr. Alchemy. Now, what is Mr. Alchemy? Because you've probably never seen this card unless you versed me specifically playing this deck, because I did a lot of testing of this. If you have no other monsters in your field, send this face-up card from your field to the graveyard. Add 1 strange cat from your graveyard to your hand, and then you can draw 1 card. If you drew by this effect, your level 6 or lower monsters can attack this turn. Very important you remember that last line. Anyway, so what does this all do? Well, we basically have a crazy powerful draw engine where we get the draw of Mr. Alchemy and we get the body of Strange Cat to then do tribute plays with our cards like Ancient Gear Golem and Steel Mechlord Mirror Innovator. We also, of course, can tribute summon the Magnum Overlord head, which actually does frequently come up if we're trying to build up our graveyard for a bigger swing with Mirror Innovator, right? The entire idea is we're just generating a whole lot of card advantage off the Mr. Alchemy, adding you the Strange Cat, basically going +2 when you really think about it, because you get the Strange Cat in the draw, and it only costs you Mr. Alchemy. We're also playing, of course, Pot of Greed and Ghost Cyclone as just other cards you can possibly draw off the Mr. Alchemy or open, just to get you even more cards in play to then make the big swing with Magnum or with Mirror Innovator. All right, so now let's do the rest of our card by card by starting at the top. We are on 3 Supreme Machine and Magnum Overlord heads. Very important to actually find these guys. If we do draw a lot of cards, like I said, but we still need these guys maxed out so we can actually, see them pretty frequently. We're on the Ancient Gear Golem, just crazy strong guy. We're going to have a whole bunch of material. We need payoffs. He's a crazy payoff. The skill does not lock us out of him, so we finally get to play him in the machine deck. We're on 2 Steel Mechlord Mirror Innovators. We're on 2 because he is limited 3 still, along with the Ghost Cyclone I mentioned before that we're playing. Frequently, we'll be doing a lot of piercing plays actually with the Gear Golem and Mirror Innovator. Mirror Innovator, if you're not familiar, no requirement, but you have to choose up to 3 monsters in your graveyard with the same type as this card. So if you did something to change this type, you could use like other cards. That's probably like an anime reference that I just don't understand. But this card can stack you to the total levels of the chosen monster times 100 on this turn, and shovel those monsters into the deck. If you shovel exactly 1 monster in the deck by this effect, this card inflicts piercing damage this turn. So the idea is basically that we're tribute summoning the head or if Gear Golem gets outed, or if we then retribute over the head again from your Innovator, he gets a whole bunch of attack by putting these guys back, or he can get us piercing by shuffling back the Magnum pieces that we're probably going to be milling or tributing over with our other cards. We're on 3 Rising Light Angel Essel. We'd really love to be able to just turn 2, essentially, special on Mirror Innovator for free, and then just use the other guys like tribute fodder for Gear Golem or the Magnum Overlord head just to get bodies engraved to then swing in with Mirror Innovator. We're on, of course, 3 of the Magnum Overlord L and 3 of the Magnum Overlord R. We're also on 3 of the Crafter Drone, because we do want to pitch the L and R of Crafter Drone to draw more cards and then have more things for Mirror Innovator, or just have things engraved to do other stuff. Like I said, we're on the 3 Mr. Alchemy and 3 Strange Cat. This is our really powerful draw engine. This is literally the entire deck. We would not play any of this stuff if we weren't playing this skill with these guys. They're pretty much the only engine worth playing with elemental double extraction, if I'm being honest. I can't even tell you what else we'd even consider with this skill. Our legend card is Pot of Greed. We're on 1 Ghost Cyclone, like I mentioned, because we want the extra draw power, and then also we need Spell Trap Destruction. We're on 2 Barrage of Steel because we are playing the 1 Ghost Cyclone. You could play 3 Barrage and cut the Ghost Cyclone, but I really like the Ghost Cyclone. The double extraction also keeps you under the amount of Ghost Cyclone to actually draw a card. If Mirror Innovator wasn't 3, or if Ghost Cyclone wasn't 3, I would probably say play 3 Ghost Cyclone instead of even playing the Barrages of Steel. Our Legend Trap is Trap Hole because we are still currently in the format with Gaia, so we want to be able to kill them in one shot by just trap holing a battle tested. Of course, it's also good against dragons, but dragons are frequently running 7 shift, and that's a whole nother thing that we don't need to get into in this video. And then our other trap of choice is Buffered Slime. You'll notice we are not playing Talismanic Seal Array. Our court-ordered Talismanic Seal Array is not in the deck because we want to be putting cards back with the Mirror Innovator instead. So we're just not playing Seal Array. Anyway, that's everything from the deck. Now, why don't we check out some games? Alright, here we are, game number 1, and our opponent is on Cybers. This is, I believe, post the new Cybers cards. My mind's a little scrambly from all the new releases and crazy things that happen in the game, so forgive me if this guy's not actually playing new Cybers cards, okay? You can see we're going first. We open Mr. Alchemy, Trap Hole, Essel, and Mirror Innovator. Decent hand. I would prefer to go second with this, and we draw the Magnum head off the top, whatever. Let's go double X, mill the Strange Cats. We're going to normal summon the Mr. Alchemy, send him to the grave, add the Strange Cat, draw a card, and we drew Barrage of Steel. This is really nice. We can now protect our Trap Hole with the blank set, and we're just going to set 2 more guys, and then keep these big boys for later. They set right back at us, which is pretty nice. Also, not seeing any kind of set. When you realize your opponent is playing a max summon deck, you can assume a play like this means they have a piece in their hand that they're trying to protect. Anyway, so we're just going to draw and summon the Ancient Gear Golem we got at the top, pop that Unknown back row, it is card restoration. Doesn't really matter that it wasn't going to be able to activate with Ancient Gear Golem attacking, but we do want to out it just in case it's a battle trap for later. Here they go. Chaos Femtron, going to add the Yggdrasil head. This is scary for us, but then they tribute 2, so we are feeling good. Oh, here we go. This is the new cards, but we're just going to go ahead and Trap Hole that guy, because that was a guaranteed max summon if that resolved. They go ahead and swing into our 1 unknown. You can see our hand is getting clogged here. This is a really bad part of the deck, but right off the top, what the doctor ordered, 1 Crafter Drone to pitch a Magnum head, draw a card, and we get another Magnum piece, tributing 2 for the Mirror Innovator. Mirror Innovator effect, shuffling them back 3 bad boys. Hey, look at that. It's a whole max summon just right out of the grave. Swinging with Gear Golem to maximize damage because we know their pieces are very small, and then we go to swing in with Mirror Innovator, and listen, buddy, sorry. Card restoration is cool and all, but you can't gain enough life to survive this shot. You can see, oop, they flash us. You couldn't see it there unless you go back and pause the video, but they did draw all 3 pieces of Yggdrasil. So we were actually in for a pretty rough time if we did not just win on that shot. Anyway, that's exactly what this deck does. We just get a whole bunch of advantage to just find the exact monsters we need to kill the opponent. Really good, really solid. But don't take my word for it. let's check out another game. All right, here we are, game number 2, and our opponent's on Light Galaxy. You can see we're actually going second and have it crazy going second hand, aside from hard opening the Strange Cat. Pot of Greed from the opponent must be nice. They're going to go ahead and set 1, set 2, tribute them, and tribute set a monster. You have to imagine that in a pure Light Galaxy deck, that's probably Galactic Oblivion or the Cosmo Titan set. The 3 back row is what scares me most about the field, but we're going to draw return. It's character turn. Send 2 cards off our skill. Normal summon Mr. Alchemy. We have no tribute dudes here, so we really need to find something good. Of course, we do have Essel, so we could just take that Trans Am Lilac, because you actually grab the second Mr. Alchemy off that. We're going to head to Chim, add Strange Cat draw, and we can't use that skill again because there's nothing else. But you can see now we have Mirror Innovator. So we're going to pitch that piece to have a machine engrave. Normal summon Essel. Essel effect, as you imagine, we have not special summoned yet. We're going to summon out the Magnum Overlord head. Tribute summon the Mirror Innovator. Set a Strange Cat. Activate the effect. Putting 1 back so we can pierce. Swinging in and realizing, hey, wait a second. There was no response there. So we swing in with the 1900 Magnum Overlord head and pass. Of course, we have no spell traps here, so we are pretty weak to, I don't know, the opponent just having like triple Secret Order back there. But no activated effects there, and we just have our Piercer. So we're going to head, Pot of Greed, love to see it. Pot of Greed right on the top. Tribute summon the other head. So now we can shuffle the first head back with Mirror Innovator, get more piercing damage. Swing in once again. Ooh, the 100 defense Bright Sentinel. Pulling them down to just 600. Might as well take another guy out. And you see it's Trans Am Klein. That would have been really good for them if we had left that on the field and killed the other guy. But thankfully we hit the right guy. So they're going to set 2 more. Oh, wait. They are tributing the Gray Storm Reverie here. A guy you don't see too often. You see what that says was the Galactic Zyphos and Meteor Charge. Oh my god, I was freaking out mid-game while this guy was doing all this. It's like, oh my god, wait, am I just going to get like pierced to death? What's going on here? So we go ahead and send that guy, and we take, oh, these cards didn't do what I thought. Well, anyway, so now that we know there's pretty much nothing this guy can do, we just need to kind of play defensively because we can't out 2500. You can see our hand here is pretty rough, having 2 max pieces and nothing else we can really do. We just have to really hope that their rest of their back row isn't anything. Tribute summoning a Galactic Oblivion here, not setting it this time. You can see it's another Meteor Charge, and like, oh god, we're going to be pierced for a whole bunch of damage. We take 28 there, and we take nothing from that. Meteor Charge targeted the Reverie. Gonna keep setting, just gotta hope, hey, please don't have the 3rd one. I'd really appreciate you not having the 3rd one. We do have Mr. Alchemy, but they do put another monster on board. We can Mr. Alchemy get an extra draw. They go Galactic Order, pitching the Titan, adding Secret Order. Now them Secret Ordering out a monster here is really confusing to me. I don't really understand why you would do this when you can't guarantee damage, because they just go battle and attack. So they clear our field for us, which is nice. Thanks, appreciate it. But now we're wide open to go Mr. Alchemy to get us an extra draw. If we don't draw the head here, we don't, but we have Ghost Cycle, and we can finally see what the unknown was, and it was actually widespread that they had just been holding the entire time. That's pretty crazy. Anyway, Mr. Alchemy, and we hit nothing. All right, let's set everything. Okay, we're just gonna keep setting, and honestly, if they spent all their piercing, we don't have anything to really worry about. We pretty much just checked our grave and just saw what are we likely to draw, so we just had to play it around that. So our MST takes their MST, and they just swing into our defense guys, and we're pretty much just saying, listen, we're just going to probably draw the other 2 max pieces in an 11-card deck, so we'll probably just win there. And would you look at that, we didn't find it. But we can try again. Maybe next turn. Here we go, Mirror Innovator. Oh, wait a second, hold on, let's do some quick math. Mirror Innovator effect, put everything back to our deck, and we go ahead and punch them to death. So we swing over to Galactic Oblivion for 1900, which is game, because we had been piercing them down the entire start of the duel. This is another really solid game where we really show off how much the deck can do in terms of consistent piercing damage. Of course, it only really applies when we're completely uncontested, but you know, hey, they were holding that widespread for whatever reason. It's not my fault. All right, here we are, game number 3, and you know what that means. 1v1 versus Gaia. Yes, Gaia. Oh, Gaia, if only the skill rebalance could come sooner. Anyway, we're going first. You can see this hand's fine. We did open Cat and Essel. At least we have things to tribute for this Gear Golem we opened in hand. So we're just going to go ahead and draw for turn. And hey, we do got Mr. Alchemy. So we can use our skill pitch to Strange Cats. Normal summon Mr. Alchemy effect. Add the cat back, draw a card, and ooh, a head. I don't like seeing that, but at the very least we can set 3 tributes on the Gear Golem, say, listen, you're on Gaia, use your Assure Star, pop the Gear Golem, whatever, you're just going to swing over him regardless, so let's just, you know, put the damage in the bag, man. So they're starting Palace Gargoyle, pitching Monster Calling, love to see that. It means they didn't really have any access to any of their cards here, but they do add, ooh, the Imaginary Actor and Polly. Not gonna be able to do this anymore after this. Here comes the Assure Star saying, listen, we know the Assure Star is gonna pop the Gear Golem, listen, we were gonna lose this dude anyway, whatever. Pitching the Star Restart, alright, whatever. Set 2 cards, go battle, we lose everything. Okay, sure. Anyway, draw for turn. And we go Crafter Drone off the top, pitch that. Ooh, well, don't mind if I do. How about a little bit of a max summon? So here comes the big boy himself. Activate the effect, boost, activate the effect, pitch, boost. Wait a second. Game? Brother, if you want to set back row that doesn't do anything, I'll just take advantage and win the game if that's what you want. True. Anyway, had to at least show the OTK once, right? So we're back on the deck, and hey, that was pretty good. So let's go over the pros and cons. First, the pros. We have such an insane amount of card advantage. It is honestly crazy how much advantage we get from these Mr. Alchemies. And not only that, being able to play so many different tributes thanks to the Strange Cat being added as material, it's really good. It's really good that way. We don't have to really worry about breaking too much on these tribute guys because we're almost always guaranteed to have access to material. Piercing, hey, we do piercing in this deck. Mirror Innovator and Gear Golem are just crazy cards. They're must answers that can also do massive amounts of piercing damage pretty consistently if the opponent can't stop us. Not only that, Magnum Overlord, my man, my big man here, he can just OTK out of nowhere. You saw us take out that Gaia player just turn 3. We just went turn 3. You know what? Screw you, buddy. Summon Magnum. One shot. And we just win. Pretty damn crazy. Essel as well, always an all-star. She's really good in this deck. Setting up our graveyard for the Mirror Innovator, or maybe just finding us the Mirror Innovator if we didn't find them already. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now, the cons. Alright, so this first con I think is more of a conspiracy because I played this deck all the way up to my King of Games rank up, right? And I swear, before I was on the 5 wins to hit King of Games, the deck felt great, super consistent. Mr. Alchemy and Strange Cat got me so much value, such great cards drawn every time, like perfect hands. You saw those games, that was my climb. Great. When I hit my actual King of Games rank up, I swear to God, I had all the card advantage in the world, but the cards I drew were nothing. It's like I could only draw multiple L's and R's, or crafter drones, or spells, and that's all I was getting. I just wasn't finding what I needed. I swear it's a conspiracy that the game makes your draws worse. But that's just a conspiracy. So, other cons. If you drop the Magnum way too soon, you just get decked out. You do get so much advantage that you're pretty much always going to have a lower deck count than your opponent, and this bad boy doesn't pierce. So he's just kind of sitting on the field looking like a big dumb idiot as he swings into guys he cannot kill. As well, other con, we're not on any kind of one-drop dude to clear this guy, so we are literally dead on the spot if the opponent just sets into a Magnum when we have less cards in deck. That's a problem. And it's a problem that I don't think we can fix. Yeah, we could add a card like Pierce, but that's just super bricky. The rest of the deck doesn't need that. It's just the one corner case where we're stuck with Magnum that even needs it. We could add a 1 tribute. But again, that's just not something the deck needs, nor is there any kind of good card to put in that would help us outside of the one interaction of clearing the Magnum. Also, I would say as a con that we don't match up too well into Gaia. mostly because they just kill us if we can't trap hold. They're battle tested. But is that really much of a con when the skill rebalance is coming to kill them? I wouldn't think so. We're also not perfect into dragons. Our Mirror Innovator is only 24, so even a non-fusion Dragias or Miragias can just take him out. And then, like any other deck in the world, if we can't slime or trap hole them, the Miragias and the Miragia Star line does still just kill us. But I would say we have a damn fine matchup against pretty much any other deck in the format. So, with all that said, I would like to remind you, if there's a deck you would like to see featured on the series, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. And as always, I want to thank you for watching this video. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Also, I might add, follow my Twitch channel. I'm trying to hit 50 followers on the Twitch channel. I'd really appreciate it. I unlock new things for the Twitch account if you do so, alright? Again, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.